Previously.
Target is Doc Seismic.
Oh yes, the villain that we really missed, Doc Seismic.
We are down, Houston.
Oh yeah, this needs to come back. Mark did this. This is worse than anything he did in Chicago.
I always wanted to be my dad. What if that happens?
You know, there's something very My Hero Academia Todoroki about this. It's your quirk, not his. It's Mark's quirk, not Omni-Man's.
It probably seemed like this day.
Invincible episode 2.
For others, it came far too quickly. Maybe you're even wondering if you're ready for this. For what comes next.
Inspire us, teach.
Mark's not seriously gonna miss his own graduation.
Skip!
This is why I quit superheroing.
I mean, you only get to say goodbye
Yeah,
to
that'll
high
last.
school once.
Joke's on you, I said goodbye to high school 3 times, and it just kept pulling me back in. I didn't go to my high school graduation either. And I had much less important things to do than Mark. And boy, did that destroy my life. Actually, if I'm being honest, I have a little bit of a sad story about that, because I dropped out of school. And I went to what would have been my graduation at my initial school, and I saw all my friends graduate. That was a little bit painful, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm no worse for wear. And then I went to my college graduation thinking I was graduating, only to find out that that psychology professor that I've mentioned a lot, apparently, had failed me for a class in which I got over 100% on the cumulative final. School!
It needs to be enjoyed, appreciated.
By the way, where are you, friend? Mark could use a friend now. It is Dr. Seismic. He's coming back. He really hates American national monuments.
Is it with you and historical monuments?
Right.
Didn't you fall into like a huge pool of lava?
I fell into a new realm of understanding.
Oh, alright.
Bricks made of the clay she bleeds from humanity's endless ruinations.
Isn't that most buildings?
You can keep the ones made of wood. Everything else, we're taking back.
At least Japan is safe. Yes, save the rocks. That's important. The rocks are sad. Save the planet, etc. Whatever that means.
Know that it won't always be easy. Sometimes life hits you with everything it's got.
Mark could maybe use this inspiring speech right now. Hope someone's recording this for Mark.
Even your greatest heroes are useless against the power of
For a weird little villain, he's got a very cool Iron Man thing going on.
Would have been better if you had stopped him before he destroyed another one of America's greatest treasures.
It's not destroyed.
It's about to come down.
I could try pushing it back out to,
Do not do that.
Try it.
Hey there, hero. Good timing.
She's being very supportive.
Oh man, wait till I tell you about this guy. He's a case against higher education.
Mark is slowly seeing the light. I'll bet my psychology professor would have been a villain if he had any kind of power or anything useful and any sort of effectiveness of character whatsoever. Instead, his villainy is just limited to giving good students failing grades.
Marcus Sebastian Grayson.
You will probably miss parts of it, though.
Marcus Sebastian.
You probably missed the
We're
time.
keeping secrets from each other anymore.
Yeah, I have a secret middle name, too.
Congratulations, graduates.
Whoops.
Be bold. Be original. Be
Invincible. Nice. Sort of a unique tie in there.
I don't feel any different.
It's graduating high school, not losing your virginity. Amber, summer plans.
Which makes you feel totally different. You're not supposed to be drinking beer. You're only prepared for alcohol when you turn 21. God made us so that at 21 our brains are prepared. That's when it becomes healthy.
Nothing but swimming pools and sleeping late for 2 whole months.
You'll be tired of it by the first week.
Gonna go help finish the reconstruction up in Chicago. Sorry, I didn't mean to make that weird for you or...
No, that's amazing.
Do you want to come? Oh,
What's
that's
this?
sweet.
Virgin Mai Tai.
Very funny.
Cheers, guys. To the best summer ever.
Uh-oh. Does the fact that it's an American production make them safe from the rule of happiness and devastation?
If those sequids ever take over, Earth is next. We need to strike first. Send up that Invincible guy again.
It's already over. It's already too late.
Livingston.
It's you!
What makes you think I know anything about Martians?
Well, he's not playing this off well.
I have to visit the urination chamber.
The urination chamber! Smooth! Oh no.
You are a smart Earth astronaut.
Say, everything okay, Russ?
Fine. Everything's okay, yeah. Sorry, how long have you been standing there? Not that it matters, because I have nothing to hide.
Especially not an alien face. Doesn't quite know how that works yet.
I don't know how else to say this.
Please don't kill me! What? Spare me! I won't fail you again. I swear on my three-chambered heart, just please do not stab all three of them.
Christ on a Christmas tree. No one's killing anybody.
Just steamrolled right past that three-chambered heart thing. You're a cool astronaut from Earth. This dude just out there. Yeah, this is really good for the economy. There's so much good Eve can do. The no fighting thing seems a little bit like cope, but honestly speaking, this is really amazing. What I said last time about superhero type figures, just realistically having to accept death in order to get any rest, that would apply to Eve too. Though I guess it would not be as fatalistic. There is a never-ending amount of work for Eve, and there's just no way to scale what she does that I can think of. But instinctively, I thought it would be good for Mark to join. I think this is the kind of thing he needs to see and do. Like, if you're feeling really horrible about something that's occurred, it goes a surprisingly long way to take one step towards the positive. Another thing I've grown convinced of is that absolute or real position is not important as the directionality. So being at the peak of something, being at a highly successful level of something, it can be great, but I think where the real goodness is, in terms of feeling, is the climb. That's the silver lining of being in a deficit, is that there's just obvious and immediate things to do. As I alluded to, I think one of the emotional dangers for Mark is that the nature of his work doesn't reveal any feeling of progress, really. You apprehend one criminal, another criminal in jail. 5 minutes later, there's another criminal in jail. There's this virtually infinite source of that. What Eve's doing is like, oh, I've come in, I make a building. Now here's the building. Chicago is now 0.01% fixed back to normal. You put in your energy and you have tangible result. I mean, a lot of the best things, they don't really allow for that relationship. A lot of it is like delayed reward. Sometimes big projects are nothing for a long time until suddenly there's something all at once, which is fine. But I think it's also really nice to do things sometimes that give you that tactile feeling of success and accomplishment. She could have maybe given them a heads up though, or a warning or something.
Saved you some work.
What the hell do you
They
think
might
you're doing?
not like that because
Piss out of my entire crew.
they also maybe get paid less.
It's about time someone cut through all the red tape and did something, instead of just talking about it. You know how
It's tough.
long I've been baying the city to clean up that mess? 6 years.
That's before Omni-Man. I mean, it doesn't look like that much of a mess, honestly. I bet that's an afternoon of work for non-heroes, but okay. This is definitely not up to code. The city's not gonna like this. It's a really touchy issue. It's a problem that will continue forever because there's no clear pinpoint solution. The law is really important. As the simplest possible argument for that, it's just the fact that like everyone everywhere has law. It's not an accident. That was an evolutionary process on society. That's a floor that stops just catastrophe from happening. You need a minimum guideline, and you can't just have every person deciding what's good and bad. That said, if anything that's designed to be a safeguard or a floor, just because it's very useful and important in that way, does not mean it's the same thing as being optimal and always right. There's a very difficult question of who gets to decide. I guess it's easy to get very attached and defensive of the law because a lot of our law obedience isn't actually understanding and agreeing with the law, but having just tacitly accepted that this is the way things are and having become participants of enforcement in it without really having a deeper understanding of it. So it becomes a point of identity. On the other side of the argument, though, is that in your specific case, in your individual situation, for things that affect just you, why do people that are just as human and flawed as you get to decide what is good and what is right for you? It's not like rules are set by some divine, wise, all-knowing king. I mean, just like rules, authority runs the whole spectrum. I mean, there are people who have authority for really good reason. There are people who we treat as authorities because they have a title. You know, they worked some system. A title does not necessarily make someone correct. We just lean on these things because we don't have the resources to think about all these things in their full depth across every category, in every situation. And we defend them because in that sense, they're a staple of our thought. They're a building block of what we believe so that we can function in the world. What might make this more obvious and palatable, and I guess maybe more useful, is thinking about this not in terms of written law, but in terms of custom. Like there's a set of standard practices that we all know. And probably if you follow that really closely, you will do well. But we also, to varying degrees based on culture, really value what we call rule breakers, so to speak. People who do things differently and find this huge extra alpha somewhere, who only got there by being somewhat distrustful of the standard practices. Maybe at the broadest level, it's an ongoing struggle between order and chaos. You know, like you need structure for anything. You need to have a foundation or a base to stand on, minimum survivability in order to explore anything different or grander. But you also want to be exploring and growing at the same time. Long story short, I think it's great that you've built this building. Let's get all the red tape. Assuming it's all up to code and no one dies, which, I mean, I'm trusting her. Watch me eat my words on this.
It keeps doing that. I told Cecil those contractors he hired were total amateurs.
Call Eve.
Can we please not do this right now?
Sorry. I guess we're both still a bit raw.
Wise of them to like pick up on that immediately and grab that.
I'm thinking beach trip. You and me. Somewhere tropical with a...
It's funny, I was thinking about this last time. He could fly her to Italy, but that would be a sore spot. I would be so frustrated to sit on a plane if I was invincible.
Cecil told me the Guardians are working out some issues, and I don't know if I can take off right now.
I think you gotta make time for both.
You don't have to do everything Cecil tells you.
Yeah, Mom, I kinda do.
Oh, that's a mistake. He's not being ruled by Cecil, he's being ruled by himself. He's being tyrannized by his own sense of guilt. He doesn't care about Cecil's opinion. Not to that level, at least. Mark doesn't think he's allowed to have any enjoyment until he's paid back his debt, which he can never pay back because it's not his debt. I don't think it works that way.
The last time I did this on my own, half a city got destroyed.
I understand.
No, you don't.
Well, they did not dodge this.
I understand why you think you have to prove yourself, but you don't. You're a good person. No one thinks you're going to turn out like your father.
What the, why would you even say it?
Yeah, that was weird, yeah.
Wait, Mark, wait.
Okay, Debbie's heart's in the right place, but it's tough. It's gonna take a lot of patience and time. And she's also going through it herself. The whole you're a good person thing is not gonna land just because it's an unsolvable question. Really, if you get down to it in the way that matters for us and for Mark, there is no such thing as a good person. It's just the other side that looks more positive, but ultimately is the same as that trap of, I'm a bad person. You're really not either. You have choices, and you have things to do. You can call it whatever you want. I feel like Mark needs an emotionally clean outlet, maybe a mentor figure. But there's sort of a lack of that in his life, and he probably wouldn't be so easy to trust a mentor figure either, given his history. Oh, that's just salt in the wound.
Fuck my life. Kate, is that you?
Up to his old ways. I don't think it's Kate, though. Or maybe it's Kate with someone else.
That's inappropriate language for the workplace. So kiss your own boo.
This isn't even the real Kate.
Boo. Boo.
Oh no, oh no, this is awful.
You goddamn Jerry.
Oh wow.
This is none of your business.
You and I were never a thing. The Immortal and I are.
Speaking of salt in the wound, real test for Rex.
Welcome to our first annual commemoration of the massacre.
He's eating like a human.
We began by honoring Aquarius, King of Atlantis.
Does he not? Okay, he doesn't know microwaves yet. It's almost there.
Hi, Russ.
Yes, Russ?
I know you lost your job, but the rent's been due for months.
Rent.
Next, we honor the Guardian's fallen green do-gooder, Martian Man. He may have come from the stars.
Oh yeah, we had one of those. Oh, maybe there's a heartwarming arc for this alien parasite. But first, I'm gonna get this man a microwave.
We've had multiple corroborated sightings of Darkwing.
Which is perturbing me, considering that I personally ID'd what was left of his rib.
Darkwing is the Batman Guardian.
So, when you say cursed, is that like a metaphor, or... What the hell?
Part of Mark's obsession with work is that it temporarily relieves him of thinking about his pain.
So weird.
Someone made a very powerful domain.
Somebody help me. I am helping. Helping make sure scum like you never hurt another innocent person again.
We did not really assess that situation, but okay.
Bring him in. He's lost it.
You think? You hear them too?
Huh?
The voices.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I'm being nice. So watch it. Huh?
Oh, you're not gonna outshadow Batman. Come on now.
Ow! I felt that.
He actually has some real shadow powers.
Welcome to the Shadowverse.
He threw him into the Shadow Realm. I don't know, Mark sort of lives in the Shadowverse these days. This is not the kind of assignment I wanted from Mark.
I'm saving the world from Omni-Man's son.
Hey, don't call me that.
You would never.
Like you said, I'm Omni-Man's son.
I want to believe it's a bluff.
Idea.
Might not be a bluff. Oof, that's rough. That's a dark one.
Mark, we lost you for a minute.
In multiple ways, we lost you for a minute.
I gotta sign off. Something just came up.
Anything I can do?
I doubt it.
Well, back to depression it is for Mark.
Debbie, what a pleasant surprise. What can I do for you?
Thrilled to see Debbie's face.
Mark came to me. I'm looking out for him. I'm easing him back into the job.
No, you are not, Cecil. That is a lie, Cecil. You're giving him the worst jobs. He needs to be getting puppies out of trees, or I don't know, whatever one does. Saving families from burning buildings would be great. Not trying to shut down dimensional machines and visiting the Shadow Realm. Doc Seismic was okay.
That's what this is about, isn't it? That you're in control, not him. That he's not like his father.
There's something there. There's something there.
I meant what I said about looking out for Mark. No dangerous stuff until he's ready.
Lie,
You call
Cecil.
the shots. You have my word.
Well, he's keeping him out of danger, but like he's not thinking about the psychological element of it. Though, I mean, you don't get to choose the jobs, really. One thing that does feel honorable about what Cecil's saying is that I get the feeling that in most cases, if Mark said, I can't do it anymore, Cecil will be like, all right, that's cool. Like I said in episode 1, I do think that work is good, but you got to be very conscious of what kind of work it is. Acclimation is really useful, but you don't want to throw someone off the deep end unless you're confident they can swim.
Donald?
Debbie, are you okay?
She was just leaving.
Wait, I don't remember who Donald is.
That was Donald.
Who's Donald?
I don't know what that was about.
Who the hell is Donald? Damn it. I'm as confused as Donald.
Things have been a little tight lately financially, but we're fine. Really, sweetie.
Mom, why didn't you say something? You know I can help out.
I could just print money.
Turn it back, please, before your father gets home.
Father needs to get over it or make money, one or the other.
What are you doing in a burger merch shirt?
It's called an honest day's work.
Something you know nothing about.
Why didn't you tell me?
Maybe you should have asked instead of flying off to God knows where doing God knows what.
This is going great. This is the family reunion that we all wanted.
I can give you and Mom whatever you want.
I've provided for this family longer than
That's a
you've
pride
been
thing.
alive.
You're not understanding where he's coming from.
You can sell this.
Turn it back.
Ugh, you're being stubborn.
Honestly,
for
I wouldn't
no
want to take it
reason.
either. It's not about the money.
I will visit in a few days to check in and make Dad sell this. Bye.
She just left a bomb in their apartment between them.
Shouldn't you be off punching things into space?
Surprise! I'm taking you to lunch.
Nice. That's cool.
I had somewhere else in mind.
Italy. Or the desert?
Oh my god. You brought me to Paris?
Paris.
Sort of.
Oh, it's Las Vegas.
You only get an hour for lunch, and I can't fly you to Europe that fast without your skin ripping off. So,
Where's the food?
You get an A for effort. And for letting me keep my skin on.
When you put it that way.
Mark, I need you.
Just say no, Mark.
dinner tonight instead.
She's being very understanding. I mean, he didn't bring any food anyway.
You're way too good for me.
Do you want to like help her down? How's she supposed to get?
Also, I need to take you back to work first.
Right. Uh-oh, Cecil, what dark things are you getting up to?
Atlantean law dictates that his sentence falls to his next of kin. You.
That's a stupid law.
Speaking of stupid laws,
They've threatened to erase the eastern seaboard if we don't deal with this.
this is a big problem. You said no danger, Cecil.
I can't marry a fish.
You're gonna marry a fish.
Relax. Strictly
You
symbolic.
can have both.
All you have to do is go through the ceremony. Maybe kiss the bride. Then all is forgiven and everyone moves
Oh,
on.
this is hard. I mean, wow. International aquatic war or betraying Amber.
What exactly am I looking at?
You're right.
This is their wife. Oh no! Okay, no. After seeing their fish faces, I know which side I've fallen on. Oh yeah, Aquaman was a fish, like an actual fish in this universe. It's like that classic question of if you have to marry a mermaid, do you want the top half to be human or the bottom half? A question for the ages.
Talk to me.
It's the Lizard League, sir.
There's a lot going on right now.
Are you sure they're ready?
If they can't take down the Lizard League, they'll never be ready.
I mean, we got what's his name? The Immortal.
Who are you?
I call me the Shapesmith.
Okay, it was a powerful introduction. I don't know if Mark's making dinner.
Wear this.
But on the plus side, if he fails with Amber, she's got to back up. Oh no, I was hoping for something.
Okay, I think this is kind of awkward, but I have a girlfriend. Name is Amber, and we're finally in a good place.
Imagine telling all of Fish Society
Even
this.
though, you seem super nice. It just wouldn't feel right.
Yeah, no, that's a no for me, dog. Hit her with "you look nice." That's devastating.
I commanded this kingdom for a decade while Aquarius played dress up with you humans.
Oh, then
What do you want?
we're not getting married?
We abolished that barbaric
Okay,
custom.
we had bad information. I'm sorry.
Oh, thank God.
Don't be too pleased.
You Your Majesty.
Well, what do you want though? Why am I here? Don't celebrate yet.
Trial by combat.
Underwater? That's tough. Don't celebrate yet. That's like a little Pokemon. So cute.
Seems a little unfair.
You just go. Why does Mark just default to punching immediately everything without assessing situations? I'm relieved actually. It would be terrible if he's just punching this cute little Pokemon thing.
Seriously?
We need to call Eve for real.
This place is adorable.
I mean, it's got extra value because Omni-Men lived here, no? Like, you could sell it to a museum society.
We're definitely not offering on this place.
Bye,
It's
Felicia.
in our price range. We like the location. The school.
It's too far from the office. You want me to get home even later?
There's excellent local transit.
Of course I don't. I just.
Oh, we just shushed Debbie with his hand.
You earn the money. You can decide where.
This is gonna trigger her because this is very Omni-Man. Yeah. Let's just get out. Come on. Whatever. It's Omni-Man's house. You don't want it, leave.
Why don't you take the rest of the day off? I'll call you later.
Wow, that put Debbie in a somewhat murderous mood. That man is not happy in his relationship. She's not the woman he wanted and he's taking it out on her. Even Omni-Man was a better husband than that.
I'm pulling you out. Back up some way.
Oh, you're here. You may as well win. Oh, that could do a lot of damage to your eardrums.
How far away is that backup?
Incoming.
Oh, this is not a great move. This you don't want to have a war with the ocean. That was the end of the eastern seaboard. Oh, okay. This is not a great plan.
They tried to kill you. They were cheering.
Do it, Mark.
All they wanted was justice for what my dad did.
Do it, Mark. Follow your heart.
You're not your father, Mark.
Right, but innocent people. It's both. It's isolate, separate
That's
ideas.
Why I'm going back.
Yeah, there you go. That's a relief. Amazing he did this in water again. Alright. Like a lot of things in Invincible, it didn't really end it, so I might come back.
Atlantis is calling it even since you saved the Queen's life. The next time I give you an order,
you listen.
That's not gonna... No, this is gonna go horribly wrong. That's not gonna work out.
Give it to the boys in R&D. I want to report in a week.
Yes, sir.
Report on what?
Sir, when Debbie came to speak with you, she seemed distressed when she saw me.
And she's a distressed person. After the number no one did on her, who knows what's going through her head.
Ooh.
Anything else, Donald?
Am I a clone? Cecil? Am I a zombie Cecil? Yeah, Cecil definitely carrying out his own fears through Mark. Part of the problem with this whole situation is that everybody wants to feel like they have some control over things that are just not controllable. Or can't be decided once and for all. Mark's character cannot be decided by one thing, now and forever. As a parent, you do take a big risk just having kids and letting them out in the world. And that's part of the bargain. That's part of the pain. Cecil's doing his best. He has a near impossible job. If Mark decides he's going rogue, probably that's the end. All of these things are very difficult to look at. It rings especially hollow for Cecil to say he's treating Mark as someone different. He's treating Mark as if he has the potential to be Omni-Man. And it rings hollow for Mark to say he's not his father because he very well could be his father.
We don't want your fake food or your fake gold.
This matters more to him than money.
But I get it. You had your job for years and losing it must feel awful.
It's also very specifically their dynamic as father and daughter. They're struggling over roles. A lot of her father's identity is wrapped up in the image of himself as being the head of the family, the one that they defer to, but he hasn't really earned it in a lot of ways. Eve doesn't need him. Eve is moving on. That's threatening. How could he possibly accept her help?
Like you help Chicago?
Adam, don't.
What?
The whole lot was unstable.
Oh
That's why the city never built
no!
there.
I'm eating my words.
It's a miracle nobody was killed.
Foot in mouth.
Your powers don't make you a hero. They make you dangerous.
Well, it's like Mark, and it's true. Both are true. Oh, Debbie's drinking. Let it go, Debbie. It's just a cupboard. It's not your husband. Yeah, that was predictable. Wow, you just destroyed the cupboard, but who really won? Whoops, yeah, extra embarrassing. I'm supposed to be this figure of support. I'm failing everything. Everything's coming undone. Speaking of needing to be in a certain role. Give her a hug. Yeah, there you go. That's all right. Nothing needs to be said.
Look at all those things.
You just get to join? Oh wait, this is the Martian dude?
I was born a baby human right here on the planet of Earth.
That was a lie.
I got my superpowers in a random industrial accident.
Yeah, he's not even a Martian, right? He's this parasite species. It's a double lie. It's like 2 levels down from the lie.
Am I in?
There's no vetting process? Cecil has no say in this at all?
We are the Lizard League, and we are unstoppable.
We're unstoppable.
Morale seems somewhat low.
All hail Supreme Lizard. All hail Supreme...
That scared the hell out of me. He just got assassinated. Guns are always so shocking in superhero things.
Any objections?
King Lizard's back? Wow, this is just absolute chaos, this episode.
They were smart. After our ultimatum, they ambushed my dad with experimental quantum bombs. Still cost them most of Europe.
This is parallel mark.
Freeze! Who the hell are you?
Oh, it's alternate universe, Cecil.
Make him pay for what he did to your world.
What? Stop! Hey, you promised you'd help me! Hey! Don't leave me here! Hey!
Just a matter of time before he arrives on Earth 1, at which point he will very directly reflect Mark's own fear onto Mark. He's treating Mark as if Mark is the thing he most fears he will become. Hopefully that will shed some clarity on the fact that he's not. It's like sometimes how, you know, you beat up on yourself and then someone attacks you for the very same thing and you get defensive and you're like, wait a minute, whose voice is that then? Which part of me is it that thinks this? I think Mark knows the truth on some level. And just overall, I think a lot of things become exposed about what you really think if you say them out loud to someone you respect or write them down and analyze them later. Your brain just creates brain content. Probably all of it serves a function, but it hides itself. It doesn't serve the function you think it's serving. Anxiety, for example, does serve a purpose. It's just not clear that it's your best interest that it serves. It's serving something though. It's not there for no reason. Counterintuitively, I think anxiety actually in some level exists as a comfort. It doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel comfortable, but it's giving you something bad to protect you from something your subconscious fears even more. I was thinking about how anxiety and rumination, things like that, they give one the sense that one is doing something. It's kind of like aspartame for the mind. It tastes sweet, tastes like sugar, but has 0 caloric value. Where it's really at is probably making the right choices, doing things, taking action, if there's action to be taken, which could also look like just waiting, not obsessing, or taking things as they come. And the negative emotion, the fear, the anxiety, is none of that. Speaking of systems with floors and ceilings, your body and mind are designed to optimize avoiding game over events, optimizing death, because obviously anything is better than death from a survival perspective. So that means being overreactive. It's better to paralyze you with fear so that you survive than it is to be optimal and give you no anxiety and allow you the highest forms of success. But that's where sort of higher cognition comes in, and you ask, well, is there actually any danger of this? And probably there isn't, unless you're about to jump into shark-infested waters or something, or drive 120 on the freeway. I mean, there are a lot of different forms of anxiety and internal conflict, but if it's something like, I should be doing X, I need to be doing more, or if I don't do this, it's game over, this very binary and immediate way of looking at things, it's probably just yourself trying to wrap around something that you know and feels comfortable. It gives you a sense of grip on the world, where in reality it's probably just a lot of unknowns and there's a lot of confusion that needs to be navigated one step at a time, like Mark's situation. The subtitle for Mark's thing is, if I stop thinking about this, if I stop worrying about this, I will become my father, which is of course not true. And sadly, that kind of thinking is counterproductive. It probably makes you more likely to make those mistakes. It clouds your mind. It constricts you. It makes things a chore instead of play. It has a way of taking up the energy that otherwise could be dedicated to just exploration and looking at what the truth is. It's a tough thing to really do, but the negative emotion is not the action. It's not the thing. It's not what's important. The two are separate. The anxiety can be a useful arrow towards the thing that matters, but it's not the thing that matters. It's just empty calories.